Hey, all right. I think it's happening. Yes, I'm live. It's the Nazarite bringing you Hebrew lore from days of yore. It has been a while since I've properly gone live, right? Broadcasted. Hang on, I'll get comfortable here. Oh, back in black and blue. That's the name of this one. So I'm for the past few weeks. Well, I haven't been broadcasting at all. It's only been a short here and there. I feel like this channel is slipping away from me a little bit, and I don't like it. For 3 years in the Netherlands, I was fully committed, dedicated. Those of you who followed me ever since then know that I'm not just saying this to, that there's no ego involved here. That's literally what happened. I put so much of my heart and soul into this channel, and I want to continue to do so. But life happens, as they say. This is one thing that I do not wanna put off. This is one thing that I do not wanna have slip away right through my fingers. I want to set aside the time. I want to dedicate my energy, resources to doing this, to learning more, sharing more, learning more from you guys, not just on my own. I mean, from those who are part of this channel. I'm very thankful for the opportunity that I have to do this. And I really sincerely hope to continue broadcasting regularly. I was supposed to broadcast yesterday, it didn't work out. So I'm doing it tonight. So I'm gonna read just a question or two that I was asked by Seth, the Nazarene Nazarite. So he says this. First question, he says, does touching a pig carcass, touching a woman on her period, having a seminal discharge, touching something that a defiled person touched, etc., traditionally seen as causing a breaking of the Nazarite vow? So I answered this. I'm just going to be reading it here, right? Basically, what I told him is this: the only thing that is mentioned as breaking the vow, that is having to stop the counting and restarting it, is coming into contact, direct and indirect, with a human corpse, right? A dead body. Now, halacha on defilement of death, what's called tum'at met, it's very vast. So many books, so many rules. I said the Torah itself, right, in the book of Numbers, in Numbers 6, speaks of an actual death and the consequential defilement of a Nazarite's head as a result. So in the Torah, right, it speaks of if suddenly there is a death where one was either expected or not expected, but it happened, right? And then what the Nazarite for a set period of time has to do. A Nazarite who breaks the other facets of the vow, which are right the hair and the grape and the grape products, this man or woman is subject to the different penalties that are given by the high court, or by the court, not necessarily the high court, but by the court, right? Prescribed by the court. But the vow carries on. And the idea of death breaking it is mentioned insofar as it's starting the count over. So there is nothing that's said there of a Nazarite who uh, he or she vowed for life, since that particular vow is not mentioned in the Torah. The only vow that's mentioned in the Torah is one that's for a set period of time. And we infer this from this part where it speaks of an accidental defilement of death, and how those days that the Nazarite had counted up until that point, they don't count, as it were, and the Nazarite starts over. If it was for 30 days, they start over. If it was for 30 years, they start over. So Seth's second question was, if my vow is until the third temple is completed and consecrated, and he says particularly, it is over if it's over when I found out about it because I'm not able to stay in the loop. He says, do I then have to end it right at that moment in time, or can I wait until I actually get there? Is there a weird limbo period in such a situation? Now, first, since Seth is a follower of Yeshua, right, a Christian man, so once again, I'll say that the traditional Nazarite vow was given to the children of Israel and not to the other nations. The other nations have their own different things, I'm sure, and I know of some of them, but the children of Israel were given this Nazarite vow. And even though I do subscribe to the idea, the opinion that the Nazarite vow is, as it's prescribed in the Torah, is a kind of branch of a larger human tree. And it so happens that the Nazarite vow in Numbers 6 pertains to the children of Israel, right? But there are other ways, let's say, of holding on to this sacred tree of life for people of the other nations. So the Nazarite vow taken by somebody who is not of the children of Israel is not the biblical, the traditional Mosaic, right, Torah Nazarite vow, because that one was given to the children of Israel, men and women of the Hebrew tribes. Now I know that Seth, right, the Nazarite, I know that he does have different opinions on what would constitute a person of Israel, and I'm not going to get into an argument with him, but I'm just saying that as a kind of right as a lead into this. So and I'll read what I told him. I wrote, according to the Torah and Halacha, the Nazarite for a set period of time which has completed his or her days must fulfill the vow at the temple, right, with offerings, drinking wine, shearing, and burning the hair. According to Halacha, that person is still under the vow, even if the days actually ended. If you vowed for 30 days and the 30 days are done, and you have not gone to the temple yet, you are still under the vow, meaning until you arrive at the temple, make your sacrifices, drink the wine, cut the hair, burn it, you are still under the Nazarite vow, even if the days that you had enumerated or spoken are done. And I say, for this reason, Nazarites who take the vow these days take it for life by default. Annulling the vow, what's called hatarat nedarim, annulling the vow is possible, but I said that's for a different comment altogether. All right, so this was a quick one, but like I said, I seriously and sincerely hope to be broadcasting again and to do it not haphazardly, not kind of sporadically, but to really put effort into it, to put my heart and soul into it as I did back in the Netherlands. And I don't know, maybe I'll have to do it like I did then for a time, for I think for a few months or more than a few months. I was doing it every single day other than Shabbos, other than Saturday. Maybe that's what it would take for me to get back on this horse and do it properly. Because I think that every broadcast that I don't make and every opportunity that I miss is not coming back, and I need to take advantage. All right. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. I hope to broadcast tomorrow. Until then, let's have a good night and a happy new moon of Shabbat. God bless.